Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and class is in session. And I'm your teacher, host, humble servant, Mr. Smith. And so I took a little vacation for the past few days. That's why I haven't posted anything. I just really needed to unwind, as we all do. So I went out to the desert and stayed at a hotel, kind of a resort hotel with a pool, and and it was kind of nice. No, it wasn't kind of nice. It was nice, and it was hot. Got up to about 100, a little over 100, and it was nice to just sit in the heat and lounge around the pool and talk to a few people and just kind of see the kids enjoying themselves and all that type of stuff. You see families there. It was very enjoyable. And one of the things that I get to do every time I stay in a hotel that I don't normally do is watch TV. I got rid of my cable, 10 years ago? Maybe even longer than that, because I just found that I was only using my cable or dish TV to watch sports. And then, I lost my interest in watching sports, although I still, check in with the Dodgers. They're not doing too good right now, but anyway, enough about that. But so I get to watch TV when I'm in a hotel. So I watched some TV, and very quickly I realized why I got rid of my TV and cable, because it's all crap. I saw some reruns of The Office and saw some reruns of The Simpsons, and that was kind of cool. But just the garbage that's on just cable. You sit there and you're just clicking, one channel to the next, and it's just, you realize how fake it is, And for you youngins, you don't realize how fake that world is, right? These rappers that are, it's all staged. These rappers with their gold chains and driving their Bentleys, that's all staged. It's all part of the programming to get you to act base. Right? And violent, and and just they program you in all different types of ways, right? Of course, not just rap videos. But it's, TV's, the original purpose of TV, if you research it going back to the 1920s and 30s, was to hypnotize people. That's its purpose. And I think we talked about it, if you research the scriptures in the Old Testament, they talk about having these boxes, right? These black scrying mirrors and stuff. So they had similar things to cell phones and TVs back then, believe it or not. You can look that up yourself. But I wanted to do this. I came across. I can't talk. I came across this commercial. And at the end of the commercial, the commercial they talk about, well, like you see on the screen, friendship, charity, kindness, humility, love, honesty, caring. All that stuff is good, right? But it was public service announcements by a group called PassItOn.com, right? So at the end they said PassItOn.com. So I just thought I would, and I'm very skeptical of anything that's in, mainstream media and on TV. So I decided to look up what this PassItOn.com website is all about. And again, they are about simply putting up all these commercials, billboards, magazine ads on your internet, all about these very nice, quotes, and they have all these celebrities that are involved in it, and they're saying, love, pass it on, and kindness, pass it on. And, it sounds like a good thing. But I'm very skeptical, right? Because your parents should be teaching you these traits, like kindness, humility, You don't need an organization called Pass It On, whose sole purpose, if you go to their website, is to create these, these advertisements, these feel-good advertisements, right? So I'm very skeptical because, there's some sort of programming going on here. So I just wanted to bring this, and we're going to look at this, and hopefully it raises your awareness a little bit, gets you to think about what you're looking at. Again, on the surface, very nice. There's nothing wrong with friendship, charity, kindness, humility, honesty, caring, right? You see that, all these words that they throw in there. Now, love's an interesting one. We're going to look at that. But so I went to the Pass It On website, and I found out some things. So let's take a look. So, PassItOn.com is actually the foundation for a better life. You got to ask yourself, who decided to just sit there and say, you know what, I want to start a foundation. I want to start an organization called the Foundation for a Better Life. I mean, who does that? Obviously, a group of people that want to influence you. Now, the Foundation for a Better Life is a 501c3 organization, all right? And I'm going to do a separate video on the 501c3. Now, if you don't know what 501c3 is, that is the IRS code for a tax-exempt organization, right? A lot of times churches and religious organizations become 501c3 organizations, meaning they are tax exempt. They are not taxed. Well, let me tell you something. If the government doesn't tax you, nothing's for free. There's a price to pay for that. The church I belong to looked into going 501c3. And they found that there was no way that they could express their First Amendment rights by going 501c3. So if you want that tax-exempt status and you want to be a 501c3 organization, the government will monitor what you say. You can't just have the freedom to say what you want. So needless to say, the wisdom of our elders in our church decided not to go 501c3, and they went another route. Anywho, but this Foundation for a Better Life is a 501c3 tax-exempt organization. So that makes me very, very skeptical. Means there's probably some high mucky-mucks controlling this. Now, let's read what it says here. You can see it on your screen. It says the goal of the Foundation for a Better Life is to offer inspirational messages to people everywhere as a contribution towards promoting universal values. And notice how they put universal in italics to emphasize it. So, universal values, good role models, and a better life. Well, they emphasize universal. Okay, so that means universal, that has that sounds like communism, Marxism 101 right there. They want everybody to be the same. Universal values. And not everybody's going to have the same values. Okay, but this organization wants to promote universal values. Okay, they don't really tell you what these values are, not in this statement anyway. And this is right off their website, the PassItOn.com website. But that universal, man, that's, I don't know about that. I don't know, that's not a good thing. Because, everybody values certain things more or, less than other people. Some people value money, some people value family, so more than others. And this universal values thing really is something you guys need to be aware of. It sounds very, very, Marxist-ish. Now, right? That they want everybody to. It's this. The other buzzwords they use are equity and equality. And let's face it, not everybody's equal. Okay, I can try out for the Lakers, the LA Lakers, but I know I'm not equal to the guys that are on the team. Not even close. I'm not getting on the team. Okay? So we're all different, and this whole equality thing makes me very uncomfortable when people talk about that. I know for some of you that might sound kind of harsh and hateful and anti whatever, but no, I mean it's the truth is we're not equal. Not all of us are equal. We all have our gifts, and everybody does something better than somebody else, and you're supposed to get out there and hone your gifts, and you could turn that into a business, but this this statement, universal values, just reeks of getting everybody to be gray, if you know what I mean. No colors, no differences, right? Everybody's got to be exactly the same. So be very wary of this PassItOn.com and those messages. They sound really good, but you got to be careful of what is the motive behind this PassItOn.com group or this foundation for a better life. Now, here's another thing. Universal means Catholic, and Catholic means universal. So this could be funded by the Vatican itself, And, I'm not hating on anybody that is a Catholic. However, we need to understand that the Vatican has nothing to do with Christ. They act like they do, but when have you ever heard the Pope ever talk about Christ at all in the past 10 years, right? And if you really do your research into the Vatican, there's a lot of shady stuff, right? And they get a lot of their belief systems from ancient Babylon. And I'll probably do a lesson on that later on. But that's something else to think about, right? Catholic means universal. And you know how the Pope's always trying to, get all the religions of the world to blend into one, and, so, I'd be very careful. But let's look at something else on this website. Okay, here's another picture I got off the website, and it's in there. This is a billboard, right, that they have out there, and I believe that guy he looks like Garth Brooks, but maybe I don't know who that person is, but he's a celebrity, I'm assuming. And look what it says here. It says, when there's only one race, we shall be free. When there's only one race, and that's mankind, we shall be free. That's not true. You can have different races and be free. I don't know what they're talking about there, but again, it just sounds good. Oh yeah, we all can get together and blend together, but again, there's your universal. They want everybody to be that shade of light shade of brown or something that's going on. Some of you might disagree with me, but I think it's perfectly okay to have separate races. There's nothing wrong with that. People can be friends, get along with each other, right? I guess race, maybe tribe is a better word. But again, this sounds very, very Marxist, right? We're all going to be as one, right? And it's a way for the powers that be to control everybody. So this seems to be more of a psychological manipulation to get everybody under their control. Now, and the other thing that I wanted to talk about with this is the word love. It says love is in you, okay? This is very important. Okay, let me make this very clear. They're lying to you about what love is. Love is not a feeling. If there's an emotion that comes with love, that's okay. Hate is not a feeling. Love is a behavior. So when you treat people with respect, that's loving them. You don't have to like them. You don't have to necessarily get along with them or agree with them. But you can still love them, meaning respect them and treat them as you want to be treated. Okay? That's love. Hate is when you disrespect somebody and you go out of your way to hurt their feelings. Now, it doesn't. You can like somebody but hate them. Okay. Now, for those of you that are into the scriptures, the Bible tells us what love is. God tells us what love is. It's not a feeling. It's a behavior. And how do you love God? You are obedient to Him, right? You follow His law, statutes, and commandments. So that's another example of love being a behavior, actions, right? When Christ said, love your enemies, right? I never understood that. You know, I can't stand this guy. He's my enemy. He's always messing with me. Why should I love him? And then I realized it's because love is an action. I don't like this person. I stay away from this person. I don't hang out with this person because he's a jerk or she's a jerk. I'm going to keep my language clean. But I'm not going to treat them badly. You follow? I'm still going to love them. Right? But this world tells you that love's a feeling. Right? Oh, I'm in love. Okay. Yeah, and but are you going to treat this person you're in love with, are you going to treat them with respect? And you know, I have been abused by people in my life who have told me they love me. Okay? And I'm not talking necessarily family members. I'm just talking, you know, people that I've worked with over the years. They'll say, "Oh, I love you, man." And I'm like, "Really? Really? You just tried to get under my skin. You just tried to humiliate me in front of all these other people, but you're telling me that it's because you love me?" Right? I've had that. I've had people, you know, mistreat me and they say, "Well, it's out of love." And I'm like, "No, you're a liar. That's not love." So, that word love, be very careful with it. Right? You know, just think about that. So when they use that word love, love is in you. What the heck do they mean by that? Now, if they mean if they mean you have a feeling in you, then that's not good. That's not. So what? That doesn't mean anything. Okay, so but if this pass it on, it means that love is a behavior and that you will respect people, then okay. All right, so I just wanted to point that out. Be very careful. They throw this. Our society throws that word love around like it's hacky sack. Here's love. Here you go. Kick. Pass it on. All right. So let's look at the last thing that I took from the website here. All right. So and then it says, you know, I know you guys can read, but let's read through it. It says about the PassItOn billboard campaign, right? Billboards are an important component of the Foundation's public service effort. These messages depicting heroes of our time are seen across America's highways and on Times Square. Wow, if you're getting your advertisements on Times Square, right? You got some serious backing behind this thing. This is not just some grassroots, some guy in a garage going, I think I'm going to start Pass It On campaign. Yeah, we'll spread positivity and love everywhere. Okay. Now, there's some big backing behind this. Let's read on. Thousands of schools around the world also use our motivational materials to communicate positive values to youth. Okay, look, there's nothing wrong with communicating positive values. But again, you got to be careful what their values that they deem positive, is it what they seem as good, is it necessarily good? Just something to think about. The Outdoor Advertising Association of America, wow, there's an actual Outdoor Advertising Association of America group, has recognized the Pass It On campaign as, quote, the most successful public service campaign in the history of outdoor advertising, unquote. Wow. Some of the heroes we featured include Mae Jemison, Kermit the Frog, he's not even a real entity, Muhammad Ali, Oprah Winfrey, Wayne Gretzky, Winston Churchill, he did. Mother Teresa, I think Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is not necessarily who you think he is. I know he's connected to the Vatican. John Wayne, he dead too. Shakespeare, he long dead. Gandhi, dead. Albert Einstein, dead. Shrek. Whoopi Goldberg. Mozart. Does Mozart know they're using him? And the Wright brothers. Jane Goodall. Okay, Jane Goodall's a little nutty, right? She spent time with those alleged apes in the wild. Yeah, there's something. That's a whole other thing. Anyway, Michelle Kwan, plus many other remarkable individuals. We appreciate the tremendous effort of the Outdoor Advertising Association for America and its members, including Clear Channel, Lamar, CBS Outdoor, JC Duco, North America, Wagner. Oh, well, they got a lot of backing here. In 2012, we were also able to post electronic versions of our billboards in London, thanks to the support of Clear Channel UK. Okay, so they got a lot. Whatever this thing is, it just seems like it's just more of a, mass media barrage. So be careful, ladies and gentlemen, young people. Us older folks, we're aware of the manipulations, but you guys that are young, be careful. And remember, the television emits electromagnetic energy that puts you in a more relaxed state. You are more suggestible, and you become lazy, right? Hence sitting in front of the TV and just sitting there watching stuff. So be aware of that. Anyway, if you like this, please subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, my PayPal information is down there. I'll also have Cash App up pretty soon. But again, thank you for checking in. I'm your humble servant, Mr. Smith, and class dismissed.